Yeah, if Hiruzen Sarutobi was more thorough on who he let run the Anbu, then yeah, Fugaku Uchiha Shisui would still be there. You know what I'm saying? Itachi would have his he would have his like little girlfriend or whatever, because like he had a girl that liked him and shit, right? And Sasuke would be able to be around his brother a lot. You know what I'm saying? The way they have written Naruto, you know what I'm saying? Like in the What If dream with the Madara arc, like what if Sasuke never left the village? They had him be like the police force and be jealous of Naruto. Sasuke wouldn't be jealous of Naruto because he's so focused on trying to surpass his brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's like in Itachi wouldn't be near Katsuki. And yeah, Minato would still be here because Danzo's already taken care of, because yeah, Obito, aka Toby, had like links with Donzo, because Donzo's part of the reason why that nine-tailed fox has been released. You know what I'm saying? But man, that shit's all facts, man. You know what I'm saying? And like shit, Orochimaru, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how they written him in Boruto. They said like he turned a new leaf and stuff like that. He still learning jutsu, but he don't care about the immortality thing no more as he once did. You know what I'm saying? Because it was said because even Itachi could take on Orochimaru at 14 years old.
Yeah, that's what me and Najee be talking about when we talk about like Naruto. I be trying to tell him like how Naruto could have been better and things like that. Cause yeah, cause he was the other day he was talking about like what if Itachi like stayed evil for the most part, or he should have had like a little bit more of evil intent. If that was the case, he would have been stronger and things like that. Like imagine like if Itachi took like the eye sheath we gave him and he implanted it, and he would have had like one manga Kyo and one EMS Sharingan, and he would have been a lot stronger than what he was or whatever. Then on top of that, I said how the final fight with Naruto and Sasuke was. It should have been more traditional, because it should have showed that like Sasuke was able to accept Naruto as his equal. That way he could like put on his headband and things like that. Like I was talking about all that. I was just telling him like it's certain things at the end it could have did better. Cause even with the Infinite Tsukiyomi Dream, what they should have done was fucking let. I'm sorry from cousin, but they what they should have done was let Naruto and Sasuke and them get caught in the Infinite Tsukiyomi, and once like they realize like the dream and stuff wasn't real, they break out and they do like a fused attack to Madara or whatever, like the what they did in the Storm game where they did they mixed Chidori and Rasengan together, and they did that. They could have did something like that to Madara, at least. Like they could have broke out of that, did that, and whatever else that played out afterwards. Yeah, but this is just some of the things that they kind of just like they missed the opportunity to do. Because even when we were talking about Neji's father, like he should have fought Neji instead of fighting like his brother and things like that. Even though like that fight is there, but it's just that it would have been more like emotional, more heartfelt. It's more to it. Cause imagine if Sasuke met his parents during the war. That would have been interesting to see. Like, okay, let's say instead of it just being Sasuke and Itachi fighting Kabuto, imagine if it was Fugaku, Sasuke's mom, Mikito or whatever her name is, and Itachi fighting, right? And at the end of the fight or whatever, this is where Sasuke can get that love that he wanted from his dad for the longest and stuff like that. That acknowledgement from his dad, where you remember in the flashback, he was trying to get his dad to say like that's my boy and things like that. That would have been cool to see with them. That would have been cool to see that's what I'm saying. This stuff would have been more emotional and more to it or whatever. Both characters got what they wanted and things like that. Naruto got to see his parents, so why Sasuke couldn't get a chance to see his one more time? Things like that. It's just missed opportunities they had, man. That's what makes the ending of Naruto just like, damn, you could have been better. And then another thing on top of that, Naruto didn't even become the Hokage at the end of his original story. or whatever. That's the thing. His original story. I know the Boruto series and all that is being supervised by Kishimoto and his editors and all that. But the fact is that his original story should have had Naruto become the Hokage, either after the pain fight or after the war. Those are the only two times he should have became Hokage. I don't see why they couldn't have just did that for him or whatever. Just like how Gaara became Hokage. But we get that, they wanted to throw in, oh, Naruto's just not suited enough to be that and stuff like that. But we've always got character costumes of him being in a Hokage outfit as a teenager and things like that. Imagine if he was the Hokage that early on, how strong or how different he would have been. Or if he was a Jonin and stuff like how Kakashi is or whatever stuff. That's just missed opportunities.
And from the filler episode, like when Rock Lee was taking on Naruto, and he was looking for folks to challenge him in the dojo. You know what I'm saying? It's basically like it's like a what if with Naruto or Rock Lee was to do a rematch, right? And to be honest, like in part one, Naruto only was able to master like the two cloak or the three cloaks. The nine tail fox. He definitely gonna have to use. He could definitely gonna have to use three cloaks to fight against Rock Lee, especially when he opens the sixth gate and the fifth gate and stuff like that. Because Rock Lee would basically be giving problems on a speed standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Because Naruto, when he fought Kimimaro, he couldn't even lay a hit. And we already knew Naruto was fighting Kimimaro on. He was fighting out of what's the word? He's fighting them on. He was you know what I'm saying? Naruto fought Kimimaro out of uncoordinated anger, right? Like he wasn't even focused to even being coordinate on how to attack. He was fighting Kimimaro out of uncoordinated anger. Rock Lee, he was focused, so he was able to do more against Kimimaro. But so that kind of tells you that Rock Lee on a standpoint with hand-to-hand combat, he was still above Naruto in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? But shit, if it was a serious all-out fight though, son, I think it'd be a tie though, son. It'd be a damn tie, bro. It would actually be a tie, man, because both of them is moving at the speed of sound in part one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're talking about Naruto versus Kimimaro. Yeah, Naruto was fighting just like out of anger and things like that because he was just like anxious to get back Sasuke, and he was just trying to get past whoever, that had Sasuke's like capsule and stuff. He wasn't fighting. Yeah, he wasn't fighting like strategically and things like that. Yeah, and of course, Rock Lee is gonna have it because remember, my guy had held them back for a year just for them just to get even stronger and stuff like that. Rock Lee was already ahead, in terms of taijutsu and stuff like that. Naruto and them weren't even in the same like year as them and stuff, so he didn't see how well like Lee was in taijutsu and stuff like that. But yeah, that that's a thing in itself. But yeah, that whole thing. I like how the drunken Lotus was too. That was just funny though.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of things that could have been done better in part one and in Shippuden, because then if you bring Sasuke's parents back and stuff like that, they would be able to explain how Minato was and in the Great War, and so that would have helped Sasuke be more be more close to Naruto, you know what I'm saying, to finally realize that he never really had his father or his mom, you know what I'm saying. Matter of fact, Naruto definitely should have had the Uzumaki clan and the Namikaze clan be brought back, so he could see his whole lineage, you know what I'm saying, because Naruto never got to see any of the Uzumakis except for Karen, because she has red hair, but he never got to see the Uzumakis or the Namikazes. Exactly, man. Exactly. That's all facts right there. Because Naruto was already Kage level when he took on Pain. Matter of fact, he was already Kage level before the pain fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he was taking on Kakuzu. He done. He was taking on. The dude took on the clone Itachi. You know what I'm saying? So he was already Kage level. You know what I'm saying? Cause shit, man. So yeah, you right though, man. You know what I'm saying? You definitely speaking facts on that bit, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only way we get to see these missed opportunities, bro, we basically gonna have to see, like, we basically gonna have to have like folks like, do like a fan made series of the Naruto Shippuden arcs and stuff like that. Basically, fan made of all of Naruto before the Boruto series. Right, dude. Like, let me tell you something. And to be honest with you, Naruto was originally a prodigy. You know what I'm saying? The reason why, but the story, they didn't have to write him as a prodigy only because he didn't have his mom and dad or the whole Uzumaki and the Namikaze clan. You know what I'm saying? If those clans were still there, you know what I'm saying, and his mom and dad, like, a lot of folks would be seeing Naruto as a prodigy to ascend. He'll be seen as a prodigy just like Neji and Sasuke in the series, you know what I'm saying? Where Rock Lee would be the one who would be considered the you know, the one who trains hard and stuff like that to ascend to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Cause like all the stuff that Naruto does, he basically like did what he was supposed to do to surpass his father.
Yeah, like missed opportunities because yeah, they could have explained more about Minato. Like Minato was just there. If you think about it, of course he did have a part in like sealing away Naruto and things like that, but he didn't really like do all that much though while he was there. Um, they should have said like, oh yeah, like he was the Yellow Flash. It should have showed like how like he could do like some killing type of thing. I thought he would have been a little bit more stern and stuff like that, you know, with Naruto and things. But he was just like he was just relatively just young and stuff, and so that was just like a lack of like info. And then that's another thing. That's why they don't really go into info about other characters' families because I guess they don't really necessarily have that much importance in the story or whatever. Because we don't know if Madara like had kids or not, or who were Tsunade's parents. Yeah, like it would have just been, it's just a missed opportunity.
Now, originally, yeah, like when you brought up that, what if Donzo never been like getting what he wanted, you know? If that was the case, bro, Naruto wouldn't even get that nine-tailed fox. He basically just be working on a heck of a lot of chakra due to being an Uzumaki. And he probably would have learned the flying Raijin just like, Minato. He still be getting the shadow clones and all that stuff. He still be a prodigy, you know what I'm saying? He just probably wouldn't have the nine tails to be having an overpowered ability. Because having that nine tails makes you broken. You know what I'm saying? When you could already do Rasengan, you could already do shadow clones. If Naruto was to focus on taijutsu with the flying Raijin, bro, he'd be scary, bro. And dude, in Naruto with the dang Naruto in Sage mode with the flying Raijin with taijutsu training, psst, bro, that'd be crazy. Just to have Naruto like, okay, like, cause Naruto and Rock Lee would have been good rivals for sure. You know what I'm saying? In an aspect, because man, dude, that would be scary though. If Naruto could, if he was balancing taijutsu with his ninjutsu and shit, you know what I'm saying? That'd be awesome, bro.
Like it's just missed opportunities that they had. They could have introduced like other characters, you know, but it's just that I guess those characters weren't really that important to the story. Because if we did see a Namikaze clan or whatever, or Naruto's grandparents or something like that, you know, that'd be more interesting to see, you know. But I guess they just go with more so what's in tune with the story. Like in terms of Dragon Ball, we didn't. we only knew about just Goku's dad and all that, like Paragus. We just knew about the dads in Dragon Ball Z. We didn't really necessarily knew like who Broly's mom was or Goku's mom for a long time. We didn't know. We thought it was Fasha, but it wasn't. Then we thought they were gonna be like it's just a lot. It's just a lot of missed opportunities they did. It's a lot of missed opportunities they could have put something together or whatever. But yeah, like Naruto. Hold on, I'll tell you the next message. When you brought up the Kagazu fight, I was thinking like, what if he did become Hokage after that? Because it feels a little bit more fitting, like where they would have like the leader of Akatsuki fighting the Hokage Naruto. Like if that would have been the case, instead of him just having that black and red cape, he could have just had like a white and red one or whatever. He could have did the Hokage thing like that with the Sage mode and all that. That would have been like a good setup for that. Now it's just everything after that, as far as just him like having his final fight with Sasuke and things like that. Because both of those characters got to do what they needed to do. They both got to Sasuke got to fight and quote unquote kill Itachi, and Naruto became Hokage and fought the leader of the Akatsuki. They could have made it all right there, and he got praise from the village too. I think initially they wanted to end it. They wanted to end it there, but it's just everything behind the scenes as far as like the production staff or the editors or the higher ups at Shonen Jump. They were just like keep the story going and things like that, because you can tell that it was a build up. You can tell that this is what Naruto finally got and things like that. If the story ended there, it wouldn't have gotten that much bad like rep behind it afterwards. But it's just that they wanted to keep the story going, so this is just like the ending that we got, which could have been better. And it's because, and then as the series like went on toward the end, you can tell that there was plot holes in it, because how did Minato just come out of nowhere with Sage mode and stuff like that, and then they have to explain it in a brief like situation, which no, you just pulled that out of nowhere because nobody ever established that Minato learned Sage mode until then. That's one of the things that added in the filler is where with 1010 though, where she went into the alternate dream or whatever, and Naruto was like more serious and more like smarter and things like that. Yeah, he would have been something like that. He would have been a lot more like that. But it's crazy that the anime writers had to come up with it versus what the creator did though. That's the crazy part about it. The anime writers had to come up with certain things that the creator doesn't do, and then they have to make like certain things different too, or whatever than what the creator puts. If you ever look on the differences between like the manga and the anime and stuff like that, you can tell like the anime like made it their own with certain aspects and stuff like that. Like it's interesting. It's interesting in what you find. Yeah, see, and that's another thing. That's what they said. This is why I watch reviews on that, because they tell you in part one, Naruto was a hard-working ninja, right? So how is it that later on, when Shippuden comes through, they turn that into him just being a child of prophecy, rather than him, actually training and getting himself up to that moment? It's just no, this just happened by fate. He just so happened to be related to the Sage of Six Paths, and then they even throw that in there. They said Neji was right about that, where he talked about destiny and stuff like that and all that. He explained that, like he said, we're determined, like that's how we are at birth, like we're determined this is what we're gonna be and stuff like that. He explains all of that or whatever, and they said that Neji was right, like Neji was right the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like Naruto was a prodigy, you know what I'm saying? But the villagers wouldn't have known that. See, if it wasn't for Danzo, doing what he wanted, Minato would still be there. Naruto would be known as a prodigy. Neji would recognize Naruto as a rival, and Sasuke would have recognized him as a rival automatically just because of his dad, Minato. And Fugaku would tell Sasuke, this child Naruto is the son of the Hokage, so give him everything you got. The Hyuga clan would definitely be praising Naruto each time they see him, and be having a huge expectations for him. And Naruto would be exceeding these expectations, you know what I'm saying? Because Naruto was still gonna be the serious dude that he was to keep training and stuff like that. But now that he know that he's the prodigy, he would train even harder and smarter. So that means shit, knowing Naruto due to his personality, you know what I'm saying? Due to his extroverted personality, he would definitely like take on Rock Lee a lot, Neji, Sasuke, even Shikamaru to try to test intelligence, in battles. You know what I'm saying? Because Shikamaru is known to be very highly intelligent, and the prodigy Naruto, due to him trying to live up to the Hokage or trying to striving to surpass the Hokage. You know what I'm saying? Naruto would be battling with Shikamaru and stuff like that to see who be the more intelligent fighter. Now, if Minato was around, you know what I'm saying, then like Naruto would be taking more interest in Rock Lee a lot instead of just focusing on, Sasuke, right? Because due to being a Hokage's son, and he's known as the prodigy and stuff like that, he would definitely take Lee, more like, serious as a rival other than Sasuke, you know what I'm saying? And just like, just be able to like test his strengths with Rock Lee, you know what I'm saying? Just to see how everything goes. That's why I brought that up too, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, shit, man.
Yeah, I get it. But speaking of the Hyuga, they that's another thing, just bad story writing, man. Because the Hyuga could have been a little bit more than what they are. Like, why did they wait this late in the series to put, oh, the Hyuga had the Tensei gun, the Hyuga got this, Hyuga got that, when they should have did this stuff around the time, even back in part one. You remember they were talking about saying like, oh, the Byakugan came from, I mean, the Sharingan came from the Byakugan. And oh, if we wanted to see a fight between Sasuke and Neji, um, different things like that, like it's just missed opportunity. That's the best way to put it. But for Naruto, yeah, he would be, praised more. They did that in filler too, where yeah, like he was when Minato was around, he was still low key act the same, but he'd be praised a little bit more.
And Kimimaru, man, when Guard came in to take him on when Rock Lee was running out the drunken fist medicine that he took, man, like shit. If Rock Lee have had a rematch with Gara, with that Gara that has leveled up, that can do the sand showers and all that stuff he did versus Kiyomaru, man, it's like Rock Lee would be in trouble though. Rock Lee would have a way much harder fight. You know what I'm saying? Even if he was to go into the gates, but that would be interesting though. But who knows how that ending would turn out? It's like it would lean towards Gara because he learned a heck of a lot more dangerous techniques with the sand. And then you could kind of lean towards Rock Lee since he always be training and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the Gara versus Rock Lee rematch with Ty.
Now, if you watch the Tenten filler, you see that what if he acted more mature like Minato versus like acting, wild and stuff like Kushina and things like that. He would be viewed like different and more like respectful and stuff like that. Um, and then another thing on top of that too is when they mentioned the Ten Tails before, when they introduced him, he was written to be like a god and all this other stuff, but then only to say that, oh, nah, better yet, it was Kaguya that fused with the god tree, and so that's why we got the Ten Tails. When you guys made a whole lore about the beast itself, only for all that to be erased and for Black Zetsu to say something different. Like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. It's just certain things like that. I just wish they would have done like a little bit better. But it low key tells you some symbolic messages in that, though. Not gonna lie. Yeah, like imagine if Lee had did the sixth gate versus Gara, like learning like versus Kimimaro in that moment and stuff. Then yeah, we would see some things with that. And yeah, Gar did point out saying like, you know, when he was fighting Kimimaro, he said that like, yeah, like you were a lot faster and more skilled and stuff at you know when I fought you and things like that. And he said, yeah, but it's because of you, I ain't all the way back at 100% and things like that, you know. And yeah, you know, that's what he was kind of like looking at and stuff too. But yeah, that missed opportunities, Ahmad. That's all I'm saying. Missed opportunities, man. Missed opportunities. That's all I'm saying. Missed opportunities.
You know what's interesting, man, about the Minato and Kushina being the mom and dad of Naruto, right? Now, like you know about the part you mentioned about the seriousness of Naruto was like, man, let me tell you something, bro. See the wildness that he gets that wildness from his mom and stuff like that. And then the serious part, when Naruto kind of gives that deep talk, no jutsu to people and stuff like that, that's kind of like when he's in touch with his dad genetics and stuff like that. So like when Naruto has a serious moment, he's like in touch with his Minato side, basically. And let me tell you something too, man. Minato, man, I feel like the Namikaze clan was a bunch of dang prodigies, bro. Because like Minato even said like he learned the flying Rajan jutsu from his master. So who could his master be? You know what I'm saying? Was the flying Rajan jutsu was only of the Namikaze clans? You know what I'm saying? Or was this, flying Rajan jutsu was from some random village that's outside of the five great nations or something like that? His master could have been anybody. I feel like that flying Rajan jutsu thing could have been just a Namikaze thing, basically.
Yeah, and you see how they pulled it out of nowhere when they were in the middle of the war and stuff, and they needed to get what's the name, the Misukage to where the other Hokage was at. They talking about these three Jonin. They learned the frying Rajin from the fourth Hokage, but it takes three of them to do it and stuff like that. Why is it that these ninja didn't tell Naruto about it or anything like that? It's certain things like that you find out like, what the hell? Like, if you really just looking at like, look that up though. Like, look up like Naruto, like, well, I don't know if it's Naruto plot holes. You gonna find various amounts of that, but I gotta find the video. But it's just things like that.
And let me tell you something too, man. Like, yeah, man. Like, if there was a fan animated series on like what if Naruto had his dad Minato, I feel like Naruto would definitely be taking on every single leaf getting ninja, and even the sound, even basically any skilled ninjas in all villages to ascend to new heights of his ninja ways to become Hokage and stuff like that, since he realized that he is the son of his dad Minato, and he will be the best Hokage he can be, and he'll be a better Hokage, a much stronger Hokage, more skilled, much more smarter Hokage than when he didn't have his dad and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's just things like that. They should have implemented some of this stuff if they put more thought and stuff to it. Yes, but I get that they say manga artists, after a while, because they are, pressured to meet these deadlines and everything every like Wednesday and every week, they really don't have that much to work with. Like, really being a manga artist is like low key hard or whatever, and that's why you need like editors and stuff too. But yeah,
Cause like, man, just imagine Naruto fight against Tenten, seeing how what he can do to like get past those weapons, or fight against Tamari, or fight against Kankuro, or you know fight against the people he never fought against in the series. You know what I'm saying? Man, if you find that info that you just told me on that voice note, man, definitely send it to me, man. I'ma definitely look it because I was like, what the heck? I was like, what the heck on everything in Naruto, basically, man. Y'all ain't focused on 1010. The Yamanaka clan, dude, they got an overpowered ability to do a mind transfer jutsu. How come we see no development with Ino's clan or Chozi's clan? Like, man, Shino's clan is scary, overpowered. Yamanaka clan is scary too, man, with they jutsus.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing too about Tintin. Since we're bringing up Tintin, she didn't really get all that much like expansion on her. I mean, of course, yeah, in filler, yeah, she was, she was doing whatever, but it's just the fact of like she wanted to be just like Tsunade. She wanted to be just like Tsunade, but she couldn't. She couldn't for some odd reason. But she can just summon things or whatever. She can just summon things. It was weird. She wanted to be just like strong and just like her. Why didn't they do that? Why didn't they just have Tintin be in there like that? That's just, I don't know, man. It's just weird when you really think about some of this stuff. That was her whole motive. She wanted to be just like Tsunade. But I don't know. And then even in the war arc, she had grabbed the Sage of Six Paths fans only for, or the weapons only for her not to even use it in the show. Come on, man. They could have did more.
Dude, let me tell you something, bro. Like, if these manga and the animated creators of Naruto had more of their fans be a part of creating the series, dude, we would have had some lit what ifs, man. You know what I'm saying? We'd be having lit what ifs if they wouldn't let us put that in the actual story, but I'm pretty sure they would. Cause all these ideas that we just shared, that shit would have been lit though, son. Heck, we could Heck, if the creators of Naruto let the fans rewrite the story on, like, Minato, I can only imagine what some folks might think, like, well, Naruto has dad, because so many people got many different scenarios on how it will play out. But shit, me and you could definitely be a part of that, on that Naruto rewrites, man.
Ahmad, this ain't the video that I was talking about in the pre.
Yeah, that's crazy though, son. Like, I was like, cause 1010 cold in the games, bro. She was cold in Ultimate Ninja 3, son. Ultimate Ninja 2. And I'm thinking to myself, man, the creators of Naruto, especially in the anime, bro, like, they could have did so much with 1010 because, like, she definitely looked like a child of prophecy. She has that look like a child of prophecy, or the prodigy or some shit like that. I mean, a ninja tool user with taijutsu. Come on, son. You mean tell me she could change the way of being a whole medical ninja that can use ninja tools, bro? That is scary, son. That is scary as fuck, dude. If 1010 literally took the wing under Lady Tsunade to become a great medical ninja while having the mastery of ninja tools, bro, she would basically be broken, man. She would be broken as fuck. Because, like, shit, she could basically be in any fight.